When you look at Henry, the last thing you think is, what a nerd. He gives off the vibe of a typical gym rat, always training the body, but rarely the mind. But looks are deceiving, as he is a legendary geek in Hollywood. From gushing over The Witcher to building his own PC, let's take a closer look at Cavill's passions.
Let's talk about what you guys personally geek out about. Henry, let's start with you.
Specifically which universe or just, I was like, how much time do we have?
Yes, you heard that right. The man who plays The Witcher is obsessed with The Witcher.
They released a game called Witcher 3 it's about 5 years ago now. Played that game to the death.
He actually played it more than once. And that's like the definition of a geek.
Played Witcher 3 through twice.
Some people just refuse to believe it.
He pumped those muscles by gaming, LOL? Does anyone believe this? Such a PR stunt.
But wait, there's more. Henry also read all the Witcher books. So he spends 2.5 hours a day at the gym, numerous hours on set, and still has time to read.
I played the games and I read the books and I loved both of them.
When I was playing it, I always thought it'd make a great movie or TV show.
And this was long before he worked on the series. Naturally, the only thing left to do for a true fan was bring the character to life himself. And the funny thing is, no one invited him to play Geralt. He was the one seeking it out.
It was something which I wasn't going to let pass me by. I annoyed the hell out of my agents. I called them every day and I said, you better be calling them. What's going on? Sort of, why am I not in that room yet?
And that was happening when nothing was even ready yet. They didn't even have a script. However, months later, Henry's dream came true.
I'm incredibly fond of this character. And I will fight tooth and nail for him and to do him justice.
But he didn't just play his own part. He was going around correcting people about the story and teaching them about their characters.
He's a total nerd.
He's such a nerd.
It's like a Witcher Bible on set.
He really
he'll be
is.
like, we'll be doing a scene and he'll be like, I think we should use this line from like page 253 from Blood of Elves. And I'm like, how does this dude know all this stuff?
But The Witcher is not the only fantasy he likes. He's actually been reading a lot since he was a child.
I have been a fan of the fantasy genre since I was a boy. My dad would read to me before I could read, and then any of my free time spent reading has always been, well, more often than not, has been reading fantasy genre.
Henry is really breaking all the stereotypes.
I thought all he did was like hit the gym and then hit the gym again. Didn't expect someone so ripped to read fantasy, LOL.
But he does, and he can even recommend some of his go-to sci-fi or fantasy books.
Anything by Raymond E. Feist, anything by David Gemmell, anything by Brandon Sanderson, and obviously Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time.
And that was just from the top of his head. Can you believe this man? And you know what he especially likes about it? Length!
Raymond E. Feist is a massive, massive world with all sorts of interconnecting stories and storylines. So that's a really fun one to get into because then you've got years of reading.
When was the last time you were happy you had years of reading? And again, when Henry doesn't read, he plays. Aside from the Witcher games, this man is obsessed with Warhammer.
I was wondering what the geekiest thing in your house was.
Geekiest thing would have to be my Warhammer stuff.
He's actually been playing for a long time.
I've been involved in the Warhammer world since I was probably 10.
Warhammer 40,000. That is my jam.
In fact, he likes it so much he paints models himself. When asked what he then does with the models, he said, "You put them together in little armies and you fight against someone else's army." Is this not the nerdiest answer you've ever heard? Even in an interview about a completely different thing, he couldn't help but make a Warhammer reference.
There's something I've been dying to say. That chandelier looks like a Blackstone fortress.
The host didn't get it, we didn't get it, but Henry was very happy to say it for his gamer boys and girls. Another game he likes is World of Warcraft. Rumor has it he almost lost the role of Superman because he was too busy playing to pick up the phone.
Yes, I was playing World of Warcraft and the phone rang. I didn't look at it because I was doing something more important, obviously. And then I looked down at the last second and saw it said Zack Snyder and went for the phone and missed the call.
But as with most rumors, this story is only half true.
But at that stage, that was him calling me to let me know I had the role. So it wasn't like if I didn't answer the call, I don't get the role.
Okay, so
But wouldn't it have been a great story to tell if he'd really lost such an iconic role due to a game? The epitome of nerdiness. But not to worry, Henry has something else to make up for it. He is a big PC gamer, remember?
PlayStation or Xbox?
PC.
But did you know he actually built his own PC? Why, you might ask? Well, for the thrill of it.
Just the experience. You are building something which is entirely custom to you. It's the doing all the research, learning how to put it together, getting over the terror of these expensive components arriving in the mail, and then you just plugging them in like adult Lego.
So there you go. If you ever wondered what the Man of Steel Henry Cavill does in his free time, it's reading, gaming, and building his own PCs. We're pretty sure it's the opposite of what you expected. But it is very refreshing to see stereotypes being broken and seeing an actor so passionate about the role he plays. Henry is a perfect example of never judging a book by its cover. Let us know what you think, and stay tuned for more celebrity bombshells.